Oh, your house isn't the only thing that needs a little spring cleaning this time of year. It's a good time to do the same with your diet.
It is. Dietitian and nutritionist Kristen Fuller is here with the 5 tips to spring cleaning your diet. Kristen, welcome.
Thank you for having me. This is so fun.
We're so glad you're here, and let's jump right in. Spring cleaning our diet. What does that mean exactly?
Well, as I was thinking of what I wanted to talk here, I kept thinking we would just want spring so bad. And we're so over this winter, so I'm like, we could start with our diet. So the first tip is cleaning out food that doesn't serve you anymore, okay? So go through those refrigerators, look for expiration dates. I always tell people don't be afraid to take things out of their container and like put them in something else that might be more visually appealing to you, like in your pantries and your cereals.
Do you find you and your kids eat it more when it's in a container like this?
100%.
And it doesn't just go, you forget about it.
Don't you lose it in your pantry?
Somehow it finds just the corner, the back corner.
Yes.
That's where all the oatmeal
Well, then you assume it's empty or something. You're like, oh, there's nothing in there, so you don't even look at it anymore.
But you say also the mostly gone condiments, the empty jars that you for some reason just stick back in the cupboard and stick back in your fridge.
Yes.
Get rid of them.
Yeah, just get them all out. That is probably the biggest, that will take you the longest to just get organized. Because then you'll be excited to look in your fridge and be like, oh, I have strawberries and they're right here and they're organized or whatever you're looking for.
Because the chaos can be a little bit too much.
All right, you also say read your food labels.
Yes, this is a huge one because we get in habits. So for example, let's take these. We all know what these mangoes are, right? The first ingredient is mangoes, which is great because whatever the first ingredient is what it mainly consists of. But the second one's sugar. So then when I say go look at portion size, it recommends only 4. How many of us eat only 4 of these when we eat? And that's 23 grams of sugar. So it's just kind of a check-in to be, oh, I munch on these all day long. They're healthy, I know it, and we've kind of assumed that. But re-look at serving sizes. We could look at simple things as syrup. Like, do you even look at the syrup ingredient?
No.
Read the first one.
It's got to be corn syrup.
So the first ingredient is corn syrup. You're absolutely right.
And
The second one is water. And then the third one is sugar.
Right.
Look at that.
Like where's
Corn syrup,
the maple?
water, sugar.
And it's tricky because that says no high fructose corn syrup. So you assume, but then read this one.
So this one's very different, right?
Okay. So this one, the only ingredient is maple syrup. Like that's it.
No additives.
That's it. So a simple swap. Like you wouldn't have no idea to switch it out.
Okay, and this is great value. So maybe you're looking for the lower priced item instead of reading the label, but I mean, you can find it.
Right, you can if you know what you're looking for.
Kristen, are your kids bothered by this swap? Do they mind?
No, it's funny. In our house, we call this daddy syrup and we call this mommy syrup. And most of them have leaned to mommy syrup now.
All right, you say eat what fruits and veggies are in season.
Yes, and this is also very cost effective. If you stick to the sales, now usually things on sales you tend to worry like, oh, are they bad? Are they gonna expire? But in this case for produce, they are actually cheaper when they are in season. So, and then another tip, I use this a ton and I have several of these containers in my fridge and they're usually cut up with fresh fruit or something I prep so kids can reach to it. These are also great bags that I like to use. And when they're just washed and ready, you just tend to eat them.
Okay, these bags, Anisha, have you tried them?
No.
Reusable Ziplocs, right?
Okay.
And so are you prepping your fruit? You're actually cutting it. I do. Whenever I'm at your house, I see that. It's always prepped and taken care of.
But you won't eat it if it's not ready.
And that's when the kids are going to grab it and go.
Because when the kids get home from school, you have like this magical 30 minutes of them they're so hungry, and what are they gonna grab? They're gonna grab something easy. So then that's our jobs is to provide and see what they grab. We can't force them to eat anything.
That leads us into the next one, being more intentional about your eating.
Yes, so this is a big one. Instead of always thinking what we can't eat, start thinking, what can I eat? What should I add more of? What should I be doing more of? Because restriction is always the key to diets. We think we need to be on something crazy or we're not eating healthy, right? But if we start being more in tune, like what can I add? Oh, maybe I could add some more spinach to that smoothie, or maybe I can add a fruit. We're gonna start realizing how abundant we could be eating and how much we could be eating rather than always taking away.
It's so true. The minute you say can't, you want.
It's true.
What can I not have? Now I want that cookie, rather than what I can have, and focus on the positive. Lastly, you say cook more at home.
I know. This is obviously the better way of eating because we know in restaurants they add extra butter, they add so much sodium. So this is just taking care of your overall health, your heart health, your diabetes, obesity levels. It's just cooking from home and sitting, if you can, sitting and being intuitive when you're eating is a really big deal as well.
Do you know what turned it around for me is asking, like, let's make our menu together. So my daughter and I will say, I found this recipe on TikTok, would you try it? And she'll send me the TikTok.
And then maybe we'll do that on Thursday
we'll
together.
do that Thursday.
Yeah.
And go to the grocery store with me, pick out what you want.
That's actually a really great idea to do with the kids too, right? Younger kids. I do know Kristen's so good about cooking at home and cooking yummy meals at home. But even sitting down, like you said, being intentional, sitting down with the kids and having that connection. I think sometimes it's hard to do and we don't have the time to do it. But do you notice a difference when you do?
Yes, well, I just think everyone eats more. If we're on the go always, we're not thinking of the food we're eating, and digestion starts the second we put the food in. And so if we're not understanding or noticing those hormones or the ghrelin or the leptin that starts activating us when we're full, we could eat and then not even realize we finished eating and have not being satiated
and then
after.
you're hangry in 5 minutes. You don't want that. Okay, look what Kristen's offering everybody. $10 off when you use the promo code GOODTHINGS10. She wants to help you choose healthy items. Go to her website, check out her social media, and the link on our website for more information, abc4.com/GTU. Thank you so much.
Thanks for always educating us.
I love that we had a friend on the show
It was so
today.
fun.
Hey, coming up, get some fun ideas.